Good evening. While the position of President Bongbong Marcos on the Philippines' return to the International Criminal Court remains the same, the Presidential Communications Office notes all options must still be explored. According to PCO Secretary Cheloy Garafil, Marcos' stance on the ICC remains clear and consistent. She also highlights the duty of the Department of Justice to explore all legal options. The DOJ earlier said it was preparing a legal briefer so President Marcos can weigh in on several options in case the ICC issues a warrant of arrest against former President Rodrigo Duterte and several others. Garafil says this was standard procedure and not a change in position. She emphasizes the need to ensure the administration remains prepared for any scenario. Marcos has repeatedly stated that his administration will not lift a finger to help the ICC in conducting its probe on the alleged rights abuse during Duterte's anti-drug campaign. The former president is facing a crimes against humanity case before the ICC. On Tuesday, May 7, former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV said that the ICC may issue an arrest warrant against Duterte by June or July. Fugitive and religious leader Apollo Quiboloy's legal counsel says the pastor chose to surrender to the police 5 firearms registered under his name despite his reservations. Lawyer Israel Torion says Quiboloy's representative surrendered the guns upon receipt of the written order canceling the pastor's license to own and possess firearms from PNP Chief General Romel Marbel. According to the lawyer, this is despite Quiboloy's reservations about the legal necessity of surrendering the firearms to police. Similar to the Davao Police's report, Torion explains that only 5 firearms were surrendered, while the 14 others were already validly disposed of or duly transferred in other persons' names. The legal counsel adds that executive pastor and authorized representative Marlon Acobo handed the documents of the 14 firearms as proof of sale. Torion likewise reveals that they had filed a motion for reconsideration to revert the order of Marbel that revoked Quiboloy's license to own and possess firearms. In April, the PNP revoked the pastor's license to own and possess firearms. Quiboloy is charged before 2 courts of sexual abuse, sexual assault, trafficking, exploitation, and discrimination. The Philippine National Police says 14 firearms registered under the name of fugitive televangelist Apollo Quiboloy were sold to 3 individuals with the surname Canada in December last year. On April 3, a Davao Regional Trial Court issued arrest orders against Quiboloy and his subordinates, Crescente Canada, Pauline Canada, Ingrid Canada, Sylvia Camanes, and Jackie Leroy. The arrest warrant stemmed from their alleged violation of Republic Act 7610 or the Anti-Child Abuse Law, specifically the provision on sexual abuse of minors and maltreatment. PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo reveals that 6 of the 14 firearms were sold to a certain Crescente Canada. Fajardo says they are validating whether or not this is the same person who is among the subjects of the arrest warrants. She adds if they are the same person, the police will have to issue a revocation of the person's license to own and possess firearms. Aside from Crescente, Fajardo says Quiboloy sold 3 other guns to a female individual with the surname Canada, while the remaining 5 pistols were bought by a male individual with the same last name. On Wednesday, May 8, the Davao Police revealed that Quiboloy's camp surrendered 5 of his firearms. According to the pastor's legal counsel, Israel Torion, Quiboloy chose to surrender the firearms, even if he had reservations about its legal necessity. Debris from a Chinese rocket launched on Thursday, May 9, may have fallen near the Rozul Reef and Patag Island in the West Philippine Sea, according to the Philippine Space Agency. In a statement, the Philippine Space Agency says the rocket, called Long March 3B/E, was launched from the Xichang Satellite Launch Center in Sichuan, China around 9:50 a.m. on Thursday. The agency says expected debris from the rocket launch was projected to have fallen within the identified drop zones approximately 28 nautical miles away from Rozul Reef and 38 nautical miles away from Patag Island. According to the Philippine Space Agency, unburned debris from rockets are designed to be discarded as the rocket enters outer space. While not projected to fall on land features, the agency says falling debris poses danger and potential risk to ships, aircraft, fishing boats, and other vessels that will pass through the drop zone. Debris may also float around the area and be washed toward nearby coasts. It advises the public to inform local authorities if suspected debris is sighted and to refrain from retrieving or coming into close contact with these materials that may contain remnants of toxic substances such as rocket fuel. Senator Tulfo is suggesting to show the faces of Lotto winners to dispel doubts amid allegations that the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office's games are easily manipulated. In a television interview, Tulfo suggested unmasking and advertising Lotto winners to show that there are actual people who won. The senator likewise emphasizes the need to ensure the security of those who won. With this, he says there's a need to study to a certain degree how the public can easily see who the winners were to dispel doubts about PCSO's integrity. Tulfo earlier probed the potential irregularities surrounding PCSO's Lotto games. The senator also grilled PCSO, leading the agency's general manager Melquiades Robles to admit that one viral photo of a lottery winner posted on their social media page was altered. Despite allegations that some of its games are manipulated, PCSO assured the public that its commitment to a transparent, fair, and authentic lottery games will never waver and is as strong as ever. Police say the authorized driver of the Philippine National Police van that illegally passed through the Edsa busway was relieved from his post and will face an administrative case. In a press briefing on Thursday, May 9, PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo reveals that the van was traced back to a liaison officer from the Police Regional Office 10, Northern Mindanao. However, she says they have yet to determine whether the authorized driver is the same person manning the vehicle passing through the EDSA bus lane. She reiterates that PNP vehicles can only pass through the EDSA bus lane if they are responding to a police operation or an emergency. When asked why an authorized driver from Police Regional Office 10 is here in Metro Manila, Fajardo explains that liaison officers are based in Camp Crame, Quezon City. They are tasked to receive documents from various national headquarters and to transport papers to their respective regional officers when needed. Police are still investigating if the driver also had companions or passengers. Meanwhile, the Special Action and Intelligence Committee for Transportation says the Land Transportation Office will issue a show cause order against the driver for evading the authorities after it was flagged down for illegally passing through the EDSA busway. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. While the position of President Marcos on the Philippines' return to the ICC remains the same, Malacanang says all options must still be explored. Philippine economy grows by 5.7% in the first quarter of 2024. And Senator Tulfo suggests showing faces of Lotto winners publicly. These are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.